Hello friends, it's Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. We are going to do craft kit number 9. This is the craft kit of the month today. What is today's date? It is January 17th. It's Wednesday. And I'm ready to go, as you can see. I just made myself a nice cup of coffee. I probably shouldn't have another one, but I'm going to do it. Can I have another cup of coffee? I have some happy mail from Karen to open up, and I want to do an entry in my new inspiration book. So let's get to it because there's lots to do today. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. What time is it where you are? If you're on the East Coast, it's noon, I imagine. I'm going to grab this feed and make sure it's working before anything else, just so I can see the comments as you guys are coming on in. Make sure you say hello. For some reason, my little computer's stuck. Like it's just not reacting to anything. What are you doing here? What is going on? Figures. All right, we're going to have to live without comments. Well, you don't have to live without commenting. I can only see one comment at a time, though. Christina says it's 11 in Kansas. And then Judy is saying hello. Good morning, good morning. Hey, in Oregon, Miss Janet. And there's Ruth. Well, Ruth, she says she hopes I'm feeling better. I wish I was feeling better. I have not come out of this really tough flare-up that I'm in, but right now I feel okay. I don't have a headache, and I'm excited to craft with you guys. Crafting is like the highlight of my day, usually. That and my kids coming home from school. I'm a hubby. Like when everybody comes home at the end of the day between like 4 and 6:30. I love that part of the day, but my other favorite part of the day is you guys, hanging out with you guys. So hello. Hey, Dana, and there's Wendy. Good morning. Oh, no, Christina doesn't feel good either. I give thumbs down to all that. I'm going to send you some hugs, Christina. Anybody who's feeling like crud, if you're feeling like crud inside or out or both, that was for you. That little set of hearts was for you. I hope you feel better. We're in this journey together. I don't know. My computer is just, it's not working. Why are you stuck? I'm going to try to make it sleep and then wake it up again. It just, I don't know. How do you get an Apple computer to like get unstuck, you guys? I'm going to have to Google it on my other computer. It like is frozen beyond measure. Just back from chemo. Yep. There's so many of us who have things going on like this. So hearts to you, Miss Janet. Hey, Ruth Lindsay. Hey, Trisha. All right, let me open Happy Mail from Karen first. There feels like there's something in here that's different. Like, it's not just a piece of paper. It feels like the shape or size of an ATC card, Miss Karen Hodges. If you're here, I'm opening your Happy Mail. Oh, yes. Let's see what she sent me. So I do get a little note from her. So I got a note and an ATC. Lamb Chop Dreamworks. This is really cute. And she wrote on the back, the title of it is called Puppy Love. For by the grace ye are saved through faith, it is the gift of God. Okay, so she made one card the day that she made this. So on the back, what we do in the Artist Trading Card, the ATC Mystery Box group, is we have these backs that we give you guys, those of you who are in the group, and you fill it out saying who made it, just some notes about the card, who made it, what you're calling it. She's calling this one Puppy Love. Ah, look at how cute. You guys, it's darling. It looks very Valentine's Day-y to me. And I absolutely love the ribbon around his neck. And look what it says on it. Can you see what it says? Come on, zoom. Work. Oh, there, maybe with the light you can see it. It says trust. Isn't that cute? And it is a little metal embellishment. And she did send me a little note. I made 3 ATCs out of mailing yesterday while cooking supper. You get it, Karen. Would you like to swap 2 of my faves, fur babies and ATCs? Wishing you a happy and healthy 2024. God bless you and yours, Karen Hodges. Enjoyed watching the video with you and Carol. Oh, I'm so glad so many of you enjoyed Carol so much. That is what the Guest in the Nest is about. Introducing you to really cool, awesome people, other creatives that you can follow and hang out with on a regular. So I'm so glad so many of you loved Carol Adams Creations. She is amazing. Okay, Karen, I'll be swapping an ATC with you. I'm going to put this in my pile of mail to go out. It's mail coming in. But this will remind me to send Karen an ATC card. Thank you for swapping with me. I will send her an ATC card, and then I'm going to put that one in my stash. And I discovered recently, I showed the girls this the other day, these little boxes that I got from, I sell these in my shop, but I had grabbed a bunch of them a long time ago from Dollar Tree. The ATC cards fit perfectly in here, and it's a great way. I like to have them out where I can grab them and pull them out and look at them and hold them. Like, a lot of them have textures on them, and I you know me, I'm a super like texture girl. So I want to see the netting and the fabrics and the texture. And this is just perfect because I can flip through them easily and pull one out and take a look at it and see who sent it to me and all that jazz. Like, look at this pretty. This one's from Tammy E. Isn't that cute? She has a little star in her hair, a little glittery star. Oh, it's pearl star in her hair. Anyway, that's super fun. Thank you, Miss Karen, for Happy Mail. That made my day. Now, seriously, guys, with the comments, I can't see the comments. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's, if I just shut down my computer. My computer is like all like not working right now. It's just totally frozen on this one screen. I can't get it to stop. Let's quit. Can we quit this? Can you quit it? Oh, good gravy. I want to see all your comments. Shut it down, Christina. It's an apple. Okay, if I do that, how do I... Oh, I think I got it. Let's see if it reconstitutes itself. Okay, so here's what we got. This was the kit for the month. You got a big one of these, but I just cut one out. You're going to want to cut, if you have Craft Kit 9, a couple of you bought the Craft Kit. It's still available in the shop if you want it, but you got a big bunch of greenery. You can use these on several projects because there's a lot of stems on there. You're just going to need one stem. So cut off one stem, which I've already done, off of your greenery. We got our sentiment, which is a vinyl transfer. We got our ribbon, we got our vase, and we've got the box frame. It's like a little box frame. So we are going to, now I debated about this. It's a really simple project. We're going to open the little, this is glass. This is literally glass, so be careful. It is glass. Take the top off of it. It's a little tube jar. We don't need the cover. This is going to go inside, and we are going to glue this down, and then next to that goes the sentiment. We're going to tie the ribbon onto the glass. Now, here's the thing. I really like I like very, very simple home decor. Like my house, I'd consider it, we consider it industrial farmhouse. There's a lot of black and white in my house. So the white background with the black and white ribbon, I love this look. However, I think it would be really nice if you prefer more color. You could take a paint color that you love, like here's some pink, and paint this backdrop. This does come out, this backdrop, this little wooden piece. You can pull these little metal tines up and paint it pink or orange or yellow or green or whatever color you have most in your house. Like a lot of people love teal in their house, whatever color you love. I'm going to keep mine white though. I think the only other color I think I would do is a very soft pink. Like this is even too pink. I would do like even softer than this. I would mix this with white and come up with a super soft pink. So you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it just to show those of you who grabbed it. If you want to paint this, I probably need a little screwdriver because, let me see if I can do it with this. There's this little plastic tab here for hanging it in the store, and it is screwed on there. So you just need a little screwdriver to take that off. So I need to unscrew this. Oh, that would tighten it, Gracie. So unscrew this thing. Try to use a pair of scissors. That's not working. Let me get my toolbox. Let me go grab a screwdriver. Whoops. Dropping things, girls. All right, there's a screwdriver, and probably could use this little knife. All right. I wasn't going to do this, but let's do it. It'll be fun. It will be fun. Let me see if I can get this dang computer up so I can see more of your comments. because when I look on the phone where I'm broadcasting from, it only shows me like one comment at a time. I can't see them all. And when there's more than one comment, we were doing the lady in the dress. Yeah, this is where I'm live on the public page, Denise. So I don't do the Craft Therapy Club. Those projects, like the girl with the napkin dress that we're doing this month, that is only for the Craft Therapy Club. That's not for public consumption. That's only for paid members. So that is inside the club. This one, I always do the monthly craft kit. I do it out in public. So if anybody else wants to join, you guys can grab this craft kit for yourself and then follow along with the video to make your own if you want to. All right, see how easy? You just pull the little tabs up, these little tiny metal tabs. Find something that you can use to push them up, and then there's your little board. I wasn't going to do this, but let's do it. I will paint it like a really soft pink. I gotta mix colors because I don't want it to be that bright pink. All right, my computer's back up and running. Christina, thank you. So let me see if I can find your comments so I can see them all. Restore pages. Chrome didn't start correctly. I know that. I know, believe me, I know it didn't work. It wasn't working the way it should have. This doesn't feel like it has any paint at all in it. Ooh. Hello. Let's see. I think it's empty. I think it's empty. We shall see. Oh, yay, I got you guys now. All right. Now hopefully I can see your comments. Yes, check the schedule at the top of the in the feature tab in the Craft Therapy Club. The whole schedule is there. Print it out, Denise, and put it on your fridge or something. That way, you know, things just, you'll be able to follow along more easily. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for white. White paint, and I wouldn't mind having one of these little porcelain dishes I'm going to use to mix up some pink paint. I wasn't going to paint, but I think I will. We're going to do it just to see. I think this thing is really empty. Yeah, I'm just going to throw it up. Yay, I get to throw out a bottle of paint today. I get to throw out an empty bottle. Nothing makes me more excited when I get to throw out a supply. Is that silly? Because then it's like, oh yeah, I made more room in my craft room here. I have so many of these little bottles of paint. It's unbelievable. How about you? If you had to guess, how many bottles of paint do you have? That's the funny thing. I do have it printed out. I just don't pay attention. Oh, well, that's all right. You'll catch up eventually. Oh, coffee's good. I'm a good coffee. I love coffee. Thank you for the stars, Miss Janet. Thank you, darling. Hey, Carol Stinson. This is it's a cute little kit. It's really cute. And depending, so this little thing that you got in your kit is removable. So you could always take it off if you wanted to change out the sentiment or put something else there. And you could use glue dots probably to hold that on because that's going to be very light. So I think you could probably use glue dots to hold on the little vase. But I'm gonna glue mine down with silicone because I really love this home decor. And I'm trying to make a very, very light pink. I really love this, so I can't see me taking the vase off at any point. I'm going to hang it up on my wall with this sweet little sentiment, choose happy, which I think I need that reminder every day to choose. I actually have that sentiment in my living room now. All right, easy breezy. We're just going to paint. There's nothing fancy going on. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. See how that's a super light pink? That's the beauty of doing your own. You get to pick. You get to pick the colors. You get to pick whether you make any adjustments. You could put pattern. You could glue a piece of paper on the back of this. If you had a decorative paper that you really loved and wanted to use, you could do that. It's really actually a very simple home decor DIY, but it's really customizable. You can customize it however you want. All right, let's see. I better pick it up so I don't get it on my table. And I'm going super light pink, like lighter than ballet pink is my goal. It always dries darker than, it's going on light and then it's already drying because the wood's pretty dry, of course, and it's drying darker than it shows wet, but it's okay. It's still a very, you can see it's a very light pink. ballet pink, we'll call it. What's everybody up to today? What do you guys got going on? Anything special happening in your world today? My husband and I have a meeting this afternoon. It's like finances and tax stuff like that. Then I have a meeting with Dr. Eckenberg, my specialist. It's not a medical appointment, it's for something else. But I have a meeting with my specialist today. I'm part of a volunteer board of patients of his that we're trying to raise awareness for chronic pain, like the condition that I have and some of his other patients have that he helps people deal with. He's started a volunteer board of patients to raise awareness about dealing with chronic pain within integrated medicine. You know, within integrated medicine is the way what he calls it. So anyway, we have a meeting kind of about that stuff today. I'm kind of winging it with the paint color, so I think my paint color is a little bit different on the left than the right. Listen, it's all good. Like, whenever I say you do you, I do me, like, it's your project, do what you want with it. Let's see what we got. It dried so fast. When you're having that problem, when your paint is drying really fast, you can use water in your paint to wet it down, but I usually use liquid medium, liquid acrylic medium, and it will extend the dry time of your paint so that you have a little more time to work before it dries so fast in the wood, which is what happened right here. I want just white. It's drying so fast. I just bought the bottle of golden medium too. Let's see if I can have something to dig it out of there with. Just a little spatula here. I'm gonna put some in my dish. Don't need a lot. I'm just trying to wet that paint a little more so it spreads easier and so that it doesn't dry so fast. It just gives you a little more time to work with it. So I'm not even gonna mix it with the paint in the dish. I'm just gonna put it on my brush so that I can work out a couple of the streaks of darker pink paint here. There we go. Just helps to move that brush a lot easier. Now I'm gonna get darker pink. I actually may just let some of that darker pink sit in here like a variegated pinkish tone in here. The wetness of the medium helps you to blend. It gives you more time to blend your paints. Especially if you're working on a super dry wood or paper where the paint is just being absorbed by that paper or wood. Of course, putting a coat of gesso on will help as a primer for your paint your paint layer. But if you don't have time for gesso, you don't have gesso, and you have the matte medium, you can use that to kind of extend the dry time of your paint. It's really pretty pink. It's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. That's ready to go. I was not even planning on painting. So we got even more done than I was anticipating there. This project will come together very quickly. This craft kit number 9, the craft kit for this month, it'll come together really quickly. If you don't paint for sure, it's gonna come together really fast. Now you could paint your glass jar if you wanted to. I don't want my glass jar painted. I want it just plain clear glass. So I'm gonna leave mine that way. But you could paint it. I would just paint it with a chalk paint so that it sticks on pretty well. I'm gonna tie, while that's drying, I'm gonna tie my ribbon around the top of my jar, just as a little decorative element. Black and white, which is like all over my house, black and white. Is my hair sticking up? It might be. Hold on, let's see. My hair sticking up? No, not really, it's just fuzzy. It's just be a little fuzzy today. Oh, you guys are talking weather. Someone said they can't function in the heat. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl's here from Mama Peace. She's saying something about she can't function in the extremes. Oh, good gravy. Don't I know where you're coming from? Oh, Mary has lunch plans with her friend. Yay. That's something fun to do. That's more fun than financial meetings. Isn't it though? All right. I feel like my fat fingers aren't letting me tie this ribbon easily. I don't feel like I have really good dexterity with my fingers. They're always swollen, so I don't know. I just feel like I don't have very good. I see people do really tiny little minute things, and I always like am in awe. How are you getting your fingers to do that little tiny little thing? So I have to keep tweaking my little bow here because it didn't tie quite the way I wanted it to. So I'm tweaking it so that the little loops on the bow are even. Oh, cute. Just so cute. I may end up cutting, like one tail is longer than the other. So I may end up cutting that one tail on that one side. That's super cute though. And I'm going to cut it pretty, at a very, very slight angle. Not too much of an angle. A little more. Just a tish more, Gracie. Just a tish. There we go. All right. Super cute, right? The top of this, I'm not going to use this at all. I'm just going to throw mine out because I really don't know what else I would do with it. If you can find one way, like in a mixed media project, to use that, then go for it. I don't know how I would use it right now. And I'm really trying to just not keep things just for the sake of keeping things. Like with this whole decluttering and destashing mode that I'm in. I'm not going to keep it with the thought that, oh, maybe I'll come up with an idea. If at least I had an idea of what to use it for, I would put it aside. But I have no idea, so it's going in the garbage. I'm just not going to torture myself that way. Okay, this is simple. This is the little piece of birch wood. We're going to slip it back in the frame so that the pink part's showing. I am not going to top coat it. You totally could top coat yours if you want. But I'm after simplicity here, girls. Uh-oh. I have to bend this one back or just approach this differently. This one wasn't bent as far back as some of the others. So there we go. Now those tiny little, see them right here? You just bend them back in place and they hold that piece of wood in place. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there's 6 of them. 2 on each long side and 1 on each short side. So that's going to hold that wood in place. Now I got my soft pink. Oh, I really like that. I'm glad I did that. Now, let's do this next. This is a vinyl cutout. I'm going to just put the vase like where I think it's going to go so that I know where I think I want this is down close to the bottom of the vase. So I want it kind of right there. I'm just eyeballing for myself. So what I do, this is just a mental game I play with myself. So do you see where my paper ends, where the sticker ends to the bottom? So in my mind's eye, I know that's a little more than like 1 1/3 inches. It's not quite 1.5 inches, but you could measure it if you wanted to. I'm not a measuring girl, even for a project like this. I'm not going to measure, but you could take out a ruler and say, okay, oh, it's about 1 inch. I was a little off. It's about 1 inch. So when I peel this apart and I go to put the sticker down, I want to make sure that my bottom is about 1 inch up, and then it'll be placed where I want it to be. So this still actually feels a little damp. So I better not stick anything on there until it's truly dry. So in the meantime, I can check comments and chat with you guys. Let's see. I have been through 2 audits, one from the state and the second a few years later with the feds. It's so stressful. I know. We don't like audits for sure. Good gravy. That's no good. Let this cool so I can make sure. Yeah, it feels dry. Okay, if you haven't done one of these before and you got the kit, you've got 3 layers here. You've got your back layer, the backing that the sticker is sitting on. You have the sticker itself in the middle, and then on the outside, you have this clear tape. So there's a back, there's the clear right here, and then in the middle of that is the words "Choose Happy," and that's a sticker. So when you're working with these, what you want to do is get something. This is like uppercase living spatula that I got. You could use something like this. You could use a hotel key. You could use, if you order Essential Stencil transfers, they're rub-on transfers, they give you this tool with it, anything like that. Anything flat and dull, you don't want something sharp. But you want to make sure to push before you open it. I probably already did this for you, but push down from the top on your words, your letters, and make sure that they're really, really stuck onto, what we want to try to do is stick them onto the transfer tape, which is the clear layer on the top. Now we're going to separate them. And when we separate, you need to make sure that your letters, if I can get it separated, I'll show you. Oh my goodness. Do you guys, who has a Cricut? I cut these on my Cricut and then I sent them in the kit. So if you have a Cricut, you could be cutting these things all day long and labeling things around your house and putting cute little sentiments on it. Okay, see what's happening here? The top of the H is still on the white paper, the backing paper, and we don't want that. We want it on the clear. We want it on the clear. So I got to burnish give it another go at burnishing it. Rubbing it on there, and let's try again. We're going to make sure that that sticks. There it is. Now the H is stuck to the clear. So we want to make sure that when we're pulling it back, that all of the letters stick to the clear top page. It's going to look backwards from this angle, but you want to make sure it all sticks. I'm having trouble with the bottom of the P. There we go. See, if you just put it back down and rub on it, it will stick to the transfer tape. I'll call it transfer tape because it is sticky. The bottom of the happy, the bottom of the Y is super thin. So it may take a couple of little shots of pressure there. Yep, there we go. Just be patient with it. You know, I sometimes think like the humidity in the house, you know, these things traveled through different weather time zones. So some of you who ordered these who might live in the South, like it's cold here. It's going to stick differently in cold weather than it's going to stick differently in hot weather, and depending on the humidity. So my experience with these may not be the same as somebody else's in terms of getting the letters onto that top sheet. Oh, I've got all of the word happy. Now it's the word choose that I got to work on. Sometimes this pulls off and it's just all comes at once, and sometimes it's real effort to get it to flip over. There we go. Come on, I know you wants to. I got my O's. What is that? It's the top of the H that's giving me trouble now. All right, we're almost there. I had the E. I had the E, and then I wonder if it's static, like popping it back onto the other side. Oh, good gravy. Now I got to go back down to my H's. If anybody who does this on a regular basis has some trick that you use, please share. We would love to know. Come on. And oh, now the E's stuck to me. Hold on, girls. Oh, for goodness sake. Would it be easier if I just put it down on the table? I like to do it off the table, though. I like to hold it close to me. Rather than leaving it down here and doing it, but I do see some people do it that way. I don't know why. I had the word choose completely done and then I lost it. Here we go. Here we go. I must have super sticky transfer paper. All right, I got all of that. I'll let the transfer gods be with me. All right, my E went a little wonky on me. So my E's a little wonky. I'm gonna grab a pair of tweezers and pick it up and just put it back where it belongs. Not a big deal. There we go. It looks backwards, but because I'm looking at it from the back. There we go. Now we can flip it over and just lay it down. Do not put any part of this down until you're really sure that that's where you want it to be. So I'm going to float it like, you know, do this until it's where I think I want it to be. And then I'm going to drop it down. And then we're going to burnish again lightly. Don't scratch your wood. Like, you don't want to like dig into it so hard that you're scratching your wood. Burnish into it lightly. Very soft. And then we pick up the tape, the clear tape, and pull it back. Yep. My paint is coming with it, girls. Oh no, I should have left more time for my paint. It stayed on there though. We got the Choose Happy on there. I can touch up the paint later. All right. Now for our vase. I don't need to worry about sticking this in here now. I think work with this and glue it while this is out, because you can slip that in easily once it's glued down, but we just got to glue that down. I really do think you could use some permanent glue dots to glue this down. It is very, very lightweight little jar, but I think I'm going to use silicone glue. So I'm going to grab some silicone glue and use this. Yeah, be very patient. Diane's saying something about being patient. Yeah, you ain't kidding, friend. Twizzlers. Oh, they would be good, Shell. Do you like Twizzlers? I bought a thing of, we don't eat Twizzlers normally, but I did buy some recently. I was like, man, I haven't had a Twizzler in a long time. So I bought some for my family, and I saw somebody was digging into them last night. I want to see what my placement, what I want to do here. Yay, Marley Grace says, yay, we finally got it done. Ooh, electricity. Yeah, like it might be static electricity that's doing it. Okay, clear silicone. You can use E6000. A lot of people like to use E6000 when they're doing glass. I'm going to use this clear silicone, and I'm going to put a little dab on the bottom. That's going to hold the bulk of it. And I'm going to put a little dab on the back here to hold it onto the board. I'm going to stand this up for a minute so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm just going to hold it while it dries. Give it a minute to dry. Don't rush it like I did with the paint drying. We always say to you guys, lots of sugar. Yeah, there's lots of sugar in that, in Twizzlers, but man, are they yummy. They're so tasty. I think of Twizzlers as a good movie treat. Like when you go to the movies, I think it's a good thing to kind of nibble on while you're at the movies. They are so good. They are. Marley Grace, she said, burnish the back of it too. Sometimes that helps. That's a good tip. Go from the front or try the back if you're having trouble. I'm just holding this while the glue sets, guys. That's all we're doing here. Thanks for fluffing the nest. I appreciate you, Miss Jana. You're the best. Good morning, Jennifer. Oh, somebody said I have a Cricut still in the box. Trisha, you do? Why don't you bust it out? Why haven't you used it? I made the cutest little, when winter came, like winter, full blown on winter. Last year, well, for years past, we've had this huge wicker basket in the garage with everybody's hats, gloves, mittens in there. But I decided this year, each one of us has like a little, there's 4 cubby holes above where we take off our shoes and stuff and put our shoes in the garage. So I got 4 little plastic baskets. They're like this big. They're not very big. They're little. 4 little plastic gray baskets, and I cut out our names for the front of the baskets. And now we each have our own basket for our own hats and gloves, because the boys are always like, no, that's my glove. No, that's my mitten. Now you each have your own basket, and you're in charge of putting your stuff away in your basket. And if someone else takes it because you left it behind somewhere where it wasn't belonging, then that's up to you. So now I did make labels for that. And I also made labels for in our pantry, because I've been making our own bread. I use a different flour, bread flour, versus like all-purpose flour that I would use for muffins and cakes and stuff like that. So I labeled the plastic containers the all-purpose flour, the bread flour. And then I was like, ooh, let's do one for the sugar. Let's make a little label for the chocolate chips. So our little clear containers with white lids, it looks really cute. And then I used the black wording Okay, so far that's what we got. We got our Choose Happy. We got, this is not quite dry. It's stuck on there, but it's not quite dry, so I don't want to push the limits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside. All that's left to do is to stick our greenery in, and it'll be ready. I'm never offended if you got this kit and you have a different greenery that you want to use. Like, I think a little floral would be really cute in here. This is more neutral, like it'll fit in anybody's home decor. So in the kit, you got a big bunch of the general like greenery, just foliage. But if you have a little floral or something, I'm never offended if you switch out what you got in the kit to what you do with it. I'm going to put this aside while we work on a journal entry. Okay. That way this can dry. So I'm going to just stick that off to the side and let the silicone do its job drying while we work on doing a journal entry in my new book. So I paper clipped on the inside of this. I wanted to remember, because I knew I would forget, that I made this journal. You guys may have seen me live. It was on January 8th. The Vintage Daisy had her event called the New Beginnings event, and that's when I did this. And I wanted to remember, I don't want to forget that that's where I created this. So I paper clipped this in because I'm going to somehow work that into this book. I think I may, like maybe I'll make a little tag or something and write that information down and attach it to the inside cover. But for now, we're going to do a page in this book. So this book for me is going to hold all of the little, you know, the little memes and the little inspirations and the things that you see that come across your feed on social media, or maybe it's like a prayer that you saw in church, you know, in the Bible, or in the lyrics of the song at church, or it's just something that inspired you. And you take a snapshot of it with your phone because you want to keep it, because it inspired you and it really touched you and you want to hold on to that. But then what I do, I take a snapshot of it on my phone and then it gets lost among all the other pictures that I've taken. So what I've decided to do is to create a little journal. These all have mixed media paper in them and they're all neutral. There's 3 different colors: black, gray, and tan. And so those black, gray, and tan, it's just repeated throughout the book, black, gray, and tan. And I'm going to take these. This is a snapshot of a meme that I saw on Facebook, and it's from, the page is called Life Simplified, I think. So there's all these great, yeah, it's a Life Simplified is the page on Facebook. And this one says, relax, don't rush, let things happen, trust the journey, enjoy the ride. I love that sentiment. And I think I can fit this into a journal page. So I'm going to tear it out because I like torn things. I like things torn rather than cut it. You can cut it if you like the straight edge of your cutting, like your scissors or your cutting board. If you would prefer the straight edge, then go with straight edge. I'm going to try to tear it out and then fit it in on this page. I'm trying to save a little bit of the background of this because it's a little swing. It's a little swing and it's sitting on, like, I don't know if it's on a lake or on the ocean, but there's some tall grass around it. And I'm going to try to salvage that a little. I think I'm going to like it on the black page, but I'm going to get rid of a little bit more of the bottom. And it's kind of flaring out on both sides. I'm going to get rid of those. And I'm going to do like a collage behind it. I'm going to add some, this bar that's on the top. You see that bar? That's more, so this like this body of water, say it's a lake. I'm not sure if it's a lake, if it's a slough. I don't know if it's a river. I'm not sure. But on the other side is more land, more property. And that's what it looks like, a bar, but it's actually more land. I'm going to just squeeze that off of there because it's, when you don't see the full picture, it's hard to understand what that bar is because we tore off the rest of the photo. So I just tore off that bar up top. Okay, now it feels a little weighty in this corner. Okay, I want to put stuff behind it. It fits great on there. And literally, you guys, if you created one of these journals for yourself, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, it can be in a small journal that you find at the thrift store, or it can be a small old book that you read the book and it's been sitting on your shelf and you haven't used it in ages. You can glue your sentiments down into any book. It does not have to be a journal that you made, but since I'm a junk journaler and I love to make books, I decided to make one for myself that would hold all these. I don't think you have to be that fancy. I just like the idea of having a little book that holds all these sentiments that kind of like touch your heart or that are meaningful to you. Because I think it kind of, when you see one of these things and it makes you stop and you read it and you reread it and then you think, who can I share that with? Because that's gold right there. I scroll by a lot of these that don't do that to me. Like, okay, great. Yeah, great. And then I see one and it's like, yes, that's the message I needed to hear today. When you react that way, that you want to take a snapshot of it or write it down somewhere, I think those are good candidates for putting into a book like this, because then you'll have them all collected in one space, one area, and it's a reflection of who you are at that time and what's going on in your life. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, it's a really good idea, darling, you're right. It's a great idea for one way that you can use the journals that you're making or the journals that you're collecting. Or when I go to the thrift store, I always go through the book section, and sometimes they have blank journals that are really cute, really darling, like calendar journals or blank journals. And I'll pick them up, but I like them, so I grab them, but I haven't used all of them. I think this is a really good way to use them up. So like just take all of these things that you're seeing in the world and get them down into one journal, one place. Now, what I was thinking I would do is take some scraps of paper, like literally scraps of paper, and build up some little collage around it. I was doing this yesterday in my Journals on a Journey book. I'm feeling like this is just, the shape is a little off somehow. Like I gotta fix the shape. I'm not loving, it feels a little unbalanced. There, that's better. That's better. That little tiny piece of paper made that much of a difference, but it did. Okay. So I'm looking through just some papers that I have on hand. It can be book pages. It can be scraps of fabric. I do have just some of that handmade paper, like bitty bits of that handmade paper in my scrap stash. So I'm going to try to come up with a combination of papers to collage behind it, just as a nice little backdrop. It can be so simple, you guys. This is a double-sided piece of paper. It's pink on one side and it's green on the other. I don't think I want the green. I think I'm going to stay really neutral. This is burlap. It's not paper. It's actual burlap that was glued down onto a piece of cardstock, watercolor paper. So it's got some seriously good, strong texture, but it may be too stiff for what I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep searching through this. I just have a stash of papers next to me. Another book page. I don't think I want book page. I'm going to grab my paper scraps. I'm looking for like really neutral things. I tend to really stretch for neutral things, and then I use them all up really quickly is what happens. So this is my paper scraps bin. This is where I keep my telephone book, where I make all those collage pages. All right, here's a neutral. That's kind of neutral. It's got a little bit of a pattern on it. Oh, this one's perfect. This one would be perfect. Oh, I'm finding some right up top that are really good. Okay, we'll take those. This is black. Maybe I can work that one in there. All right, put this aside. I just needed some more scraps. Okay, so I got this little black with little florals on it. I got this is actually tissue paper that has some words, but they're very, very faint. And then I have this that has a floral on it, but again, it's very faint. So let's just layer some of these behind there and see what we get. I'm gonna put the straight edge underneath the image of the quote so that what's sticking out is the raw edge, because that's just what I prefer. I might have it, girls. This might be it. This might be it. So what I do before I glue anything down, I kind of just juxtapose everything. None of it's glued down. I'm going to try to hold it closer so you can see, but I have a really good idea of how I think I want it. So now what I'll do, so simple, it's literally scraps of paper. Take this off. We know that's going in the middle. Those are all about where I want them. So I'm just going to start taking my glue and gluing them down. Glue stick will do me wonders. I'm going to hold this where it is so I don't lose its positioning, and glue it down on one side, glue it down on the other side. It doesn't have to be like archival quality glue job here, girls. It really doesn't. This is your own little project. I'm just trying to make sure I have this positioned where I want it. Lots of glue, little piece of paper. And now here, again, I have to kind of test what's going to get covered. I want to make sure that straight edge is covered up on that one piece of paper. So it needs to go right there. And this needs to stay right there. So I'm holding it down with one finger, one hand, and I'm going to put the glue down with the other. And then once I can get these two kind of stuck where I want them, I can let go of them and then use the glue stick to, or you don't even have to use a glue stick. You can use liquid glue. Use whatever glue you want. Now that they're where I want them, I can finish gluing them down. Really simple collage spread with just, you can use fabrics, you can use magazine cutouts, you can use coloring book pages, you can, if you have, for those of you who do adult coloring books, you know, because you love to work with like coloring pencils in the car when you're on long drives or while you're watching TV, those book pages, you can tear those up if you have like books and books of those full. If you were willing to, you could tear those up and use those as collage or backgrounds for this. This is so simple, you guys. I got a little more glue on here than I needed right here, kind of outside the space where I needed it. I was a little excessive with the glue. Imagine that. All right, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. First page done. Simple, right? I used 4 pieces of scrap paper. I printed this off of Facebook and it had the name of the site, which is A Life Simplified, to give credit to where I got this. It was from the Facebook page called A Life Simplified. So simple. Now I have one of the quotes that really, right now for me, that's super meaningful, that's super helpful for me. That's like a motivation that I should read every day. To relax, don't rush, let things happen, trust the journey, and enjoy the ride. Now, next time I find one, I'm gonna flip the page, and you can do whatever you want. You can go back to back and put another one on this page, or you can just do 1 page per sentiment and just put it on this facing page. It's totally up to you. How you use your book is totally up to you. There's nobody who's bossing you around telling you what to do or how to do it. That's what I want to always encourage you to just make it your own and enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. We can give you lots of ideas and encouragement, but it's really important that you do you, that you use the books the way that you want to use them. I'll always encourage you to do that. Ruth is loving this idea. Hey, Michelle. Michelle from the Vintage Daisy is stopping by to say hello. Let's see. I'm back. Fingers crossed, Rose says. She's been without internet since Friday. Oh, no. No TV or any communication. She has a temporary connection today. Well, I'm so glad you made it here during your temporary connection. Ooh, Kimberly just pulled out some pages from a children's coloring book to add to her journal. I love piecing together from everywhere in life. Like, just piece it together from everywhere in life. Okay, here's our little kit. Check on the glue. Let's check on the glue. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty good, actually. I'm not going to, like, really pull on it to test it, but it's in pretty good shape. Like, it's on there, the little glass vase. Well, I'm going to call it a vase. It's not really a vase, but that's what I'm going to call it. And then we're going to take our little sprig of greenery. You take whichever one you want, but this is what came in the kit. And we're just going to stick 1 greenery in there. How cute is that, you guys? Again, if you grabbed this kit from my site, you get a whole bunch of the greenery. You get a whole thing of this. Save this, you can use it on other projects. Or if you have a little, I think a little daisy would be really cute in this. If you have some other floral at home, you know, in your stash that you want to use, I'm never offended if you switch one out. I did paint this light pink. I wasn't planning on it, but I did do it light pink. Some of my pink came up when I pulled the transfer up. So do as I say, not as I do. If you paint this, give it at least 24 hours to just dry the paint and to cure into the wood before you go ahead and do your sticky part. Give it a little more time. We always try to do things sequentially really quickly because we want to show you the project in full so that you can see the whole thing and how it's going to look when it's done. But this is what happens. Sometimes, you know, what I should have done was let it cure, give it time to dry and cure, and I didn't. I rushed it and went through just so that for the sake of you guys seeing it in this hour that we're together. So give it some time. I'm going to take a tiny little paintbrush actually, and I'm just going to touch up where it pulled up the paint, which is, you know, hey, if it happens to you, you can do that too. But well, let's try to not have that happen. That would be better. To not pull up your paint. Thanks, Michelle. You missed the kit, Kimberly. Listen, when we're done here, what I've been doing with the kit, so every month I offer a kit, a small, simple home decor kit that you can take part in if you want to. I always offer it to the Craft Therapy Club members first. They get first dibs on it. And if there are any left, then they just sit in the shop. You guys, anybody who, even if you're not a member of the Craft Therapy Club, you can purchase this kit. It's available in my shop under the section called Craft Kits at thecomfynestwithgrace.com. But the Craft Therapy Club members get first dibs on them, and they get to use their coupon code because they have a coupon that they can always use in the shop. It's like one of the perks of being a member. I'm going to grab a little bit of the liquid medium because I want to water this paint down just a little while I'm touching up. So anyway, yeah, the kit's really fun. It's just a really fun idea. So what I've been doing, if you miss the how-to, the little video demonstration on how to put your kit together, and you've purchased the kit, what I've been doing is I'll take this video and I will link it into the kit's description in the shop. So when you go to thecomfynestwithgrace.com after today, you go buy the kit, the video of the how-to put it together is in the kit's description in the shop. So you can, instead of trying to come back to Facebook and find this video, just go back to the shop, find the kit, and then in the description you'll find the link to the video. I do that so that you guys don't have to like drive yourself batty trying to find it, because it can be a little bit irritating to try to find something. I'm looking for a piece of paper that I can use. I just need a piece of scrap paper. Let's use this. I want to test my color and see how close it is, yeah, to my background here. Yep. I just want to touch up what I goofed up here by rushing it. Just about everything's fixable, ladies, so don't ever get yourself too worked up over these projects. They're meant to be fun, not stressful. I need just to get into this one spot, I kind of need a smaller brush. This one's even a little too big to get into this tiny little spot that I'm missing. Let's get that in water. I gotta get a smaller brush. Yes, even smaller. I need a detail brush, girls. I'm gonna have to open a new one. Oh no, this one's kind of tiny. Let's try this guy. So what else do you have going on today, everybody? Thanks for the stars, Miss Annette. Thank you. I'll throw out some hearts your way, girl. Throw out some hearts your way. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you guys. That's awesome. You know, it's a small gesture, but it does not go unnoticed, and it helps so much because, you guys, this is how we earn our income. So we're sharing with you guys with the hopes that you're going to support our businesses, like go into our shop and purchasing things that we're selling, or join our membership group where it's a paid membership group, so you're paying every month to spend time and take in the projects that we have prepared for you guys. we appreciate every gesture of that. So when you send stars or you comment or you share our content or all those things that you're doing to support any of us creatives, we notice and we appreciate it. So thank you so much. We do appreciate it. So thanks to Annette and anybody else who sent some stars. Yes, you could do that, Shell. She says you could always distress some. I just have a couple of little spots where the paint came up around where the sticker, the transfer tape hit the paint, and it was just too freshly painted, too new. I was gonna say too new, too freshly painted. I had to give it more time. So do as I say, give it more time and don't rush the next step. Let the paint dry completely and cure before you do the next step. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Yeah, I got it. I love the light pink, actually. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm really happy with it. All right. So we did 2 things. We got the kit done, and we did an entry in the inspiration journal. I'm going to call it an inspiration journal. That's what it's going to be. It's going to hold all the little inspirations that strike me or grab my attention in the next few months until it's full, and then I can always create a new one. That's the beauty of knowing how to make your own books. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. I do appreciate you all. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. What's going on Thursday tomorrow? Does anybody remember my schedule? What am I doing tomorrow? I don't remember. The schedule is posted or pinned to the top of the page all the time. I always do that. So we switch it out on Sunday or Monday. We post the new schedule for the week. The Craft Therapy Club members get it on Friday or Saturday. They get it a day before. Everybody else gets it the day after. But if you want to know what's up tomorrow or any day, check the pinned posts at the top of the page. You guys, thanks for being here with me. Thanks for the stars. Thanks for supporting the Comfy Nest of Grace and me. I do appreciate every single one of you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I hope you go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. Catch you next time.